Chapter 6. A New Life is but a New Mind. Looking back at my childhood, I have always been inquisitive. I have always asked a lot of questions and yearned for answers. I'm a purveyor of information. I try to know everything I can, and that's why I choose to never stop learning and growing. Through my years of studies and research, I have discovered the only true laboratory is the mind. I have studied it, explored it, and tested it. The mind is such a complex creation, so extraordinarily above and beyond the capabilities of what the average human being can truly comprehend, that the mind cannot conceive its own intricacy. The interaction of mind and consciousness spawns from its cosmic origin, the quantum vacuum, and links us with other minds around us and with Mother Earth. It connects us to each other and opens our minds to humanity, nature, and the universe. This openness has been recognized by prophets, spiritualists, and metaphysicists through the ages. The interchange between our consciousness and the rest of the world is constant and flowing in both directions. Everything that goes on in our minds leaves its wave evidence in the quantum vacuum and has the potential to be received by only those who have the ability to tune in to the delicate patterns that emanate there. I see and feel that energy transcends throughout the universe and creates an intergalactic web of connectedness between its inhabitants of all life forms. There is only one constant, one truth, one universal: causality. Causality is an active relationship, cause and effect, which brings to life something new that turns possibility into actuality. Causality is collective and universal. Nowhere in the world can there be any phenomena that do not propagate certain outcomes and have not been caused by other events. Ours is a world of cause and effect from our ancestors to their multi-generations of offspring. Whenever we seek to retrace the steps of cause and effect to try to find the first cause, it vanishes into the infinite space of universal interaction. The continuity of cause-effect connection has neither a beginning nor end. The never-ending chain extends externally from one link to another like a fractal. Causality, we can't escape it as we are slaves to it forevermore. The only promise we have for peace is to understand it, to understand the why. Why is what separates us all. Why is the only real source of power. Without it, we are powerless. Why is indefinite, it's infinity. It exists in space-time. Why is always questioned and never answered. Why is the explanation to all that cannot be explained. If you want to make changes in your life and start life anew, you must look to the foundations of your life first. The origins of it are how you use your mind and the way you see and think. The eyes are useless when the mind is blind. You cannot think both negative and positive thoughts at the same time, because one or the other will dominate. The mind, however, is such a creature of habit that it becomes each individual's responsibility to ensure that positive emotions and thoughts create the dominating influence in the mind. In order to change external conditions around you, the internal must change first. I have seen many people try to change their external surroundings by working on those specifically while ignoring the internal conditions. This process always proves futile unless it is associated with a positive change of thoughts and beliefs. Once you have achieved this, you will realize the truth within self and discover your strength, inner abilities, and hidden soul. Awakening to this truth, the way to a healthier, more successful life becomes apparently clear. You must train your conscious mind to think thoughts of happiness, health, success, and prosperity, and filter out the negativity such as fear and anxiety. Keep your conscious mind busy with the expectation of the best and habitually think of what you want to see and happen in your life. Likewise, your mind will create and manifest according to the images you constantly think about in your daily rationale. This is how anyone can create their own destiny. Free your mind. If you change the way you look at things cohesively, the things you look at will change. A new life is created by new thoughts. Quote by Bruce Lee: "Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water." End quote. People do not realize they are continually being programmed by the masses because they cannot see it within themselves. In their minds, their personal thoughts, actions, reactions, behaviors, emotions, etc., are all normal because they see people all around them acting and reacting in the same exact fashion as they do. But to the conscious person studying and observing, such as myself, all the flaws and patterns of abnormal behaviors being displayed are observed. We can see the mass destruction of humans at all levels, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and physically. We have been programmed our entire lives. We have been conditioned from birth. Television is a powerful medium, and it is used as a weapon against society in many ways. The steady stream of information in television imagery disrupts the attention of the viewer because the constant fluctuation of compressing and accelerating time. Ordinary life does not occur in such a manner. These events are only technical modifications made possible within all forms of moving image media. Continual exposure to rapid image changes of television during the early and critical period of brain development of young children preconditions the mind to expect high levels of stimulation. This overstimulation can lead to inattention and distraction in children later in life. Images of violence on television also stimulate the fight or flight instinct, as viewers' minds instinctively are thrown between cycles of compulsion and suppression. Once the stimulating imagery stops, this stored up energy bursts forth in frantic behavior commonly associated with childhood hyperactivity. In theory, this conditions the mind to a reality that does not actually exist. The more children are exposed to rapid changing imagery of television and other media before age 3, the more likely they are to have attention problems as they develop. On the other hand, the more cognitive stimulation a child receives before the age of 3, the greater the chances of them not having attention problems as they grow older. Television is also used as an anesthetic for the pain and angst of modern society. People want to escape from the reality of their mundane, stressful lives and to be entertained by watching their favorite television program. Television is the American dream that sold you on a nightmare. The longer a person watches television, the more susceptible their minds are to be altered by the radio waves and flickering lights. Hypnosis is induced without viewer participation as the viewer surrenders to an endless television stream of mind control. It is being used to condition and control people. Society is told what to believe and think as their perception of reality is shaped by imagery. This creates a lesser mind, or a mind less bound by the parameters of perfection. Living in the digitally enhanced rapid world of television imagery, everyday life seems slow and tedious by comparison because it moves in real time, which the brain perceives as too slow. The constant TV stream is a flood of real, unreal, and semi-real events, all mixed up together that merge with one another, creating confusion and an unreal reality. Your mind becomes pliable like putty in the hands of the media. Media manipulate everyone, daily, influence all. Public opinion is engineered, and our perception of reality is warped and molded as we are fed what to think. Billions per year are spent on television advertising to tell you what is relevant and essential. Mass manipulation of public opinion through the medium of television is a perfected science. Everything on television is complete propaganda, and fear is the number one weapon. The cult of celebrity in the entertainment and sports industry is simultaneously used as a master plan to keep you dumbed down, distracted, and preoccupied as they build walls around us to enclose and enslave our minds. Why continue to watch this toxic instrument of lying, deceiving, brainwashing corruption, which is still the central focal point of most homes? Shut it off, read, and get a real education. The internet is also used as a weapon of mass destruction. Today's ever-growing social media frenzy that consumes the masses by the billions preys upon people's weaknesses and fears. It is masterfully designed to create chaos amongst you, your friends, and family, and toy with your psyche. Social media is all about self and narcissism and gives people with no life a life. It is also an open forum which allows your friends, family, acquaintances, coworkers, strangers, etc., to come into your home, your personal space, your world, your mind, every day and air out their dirty laundry, bring you their problems, share with you their every thought and action, and you in turn do the same. Social media can be a very useful tool used wisely and carefully with a positive purpose, like a target goal for a charitable event. It's okay if you want to come and visit me and break bread and chat about positive things. I don't mind you wanting to come see me and letting me take you into my garden of tranquility. But don't step on my flowers or drop litter in my garden before you leave. All I want is a peaceful day. Virtual reality is an artificial, computer-generated environment that consists of a large variety of applications related to immersive, highly visual 3D environments. Virtual reality can be best described as a realistic replication of an interactive environment that suspends belief and accepts the simulated physical presence in places in the real world or imagined worlds. It is a perpetual allusion to the principle existing between the world in which real people and images develop into a purely fabricated and illusory world through alchemy. We are all being programmed in numerous ways in the technologically advanced society that we inhabit. If we come together as one and use our minds, strength, and spirit to overcome, we can stop the programming by opening our hearts and freeing our minds. Real eyes realize the real lies.